What's up, everybody? It's Carpo again. I've been studying a little bit lately about frequency, light, electromagnetism, sound waves. Those who watch my videos know that I've been doing weird experiments with cymatics for quite a while, and vibrational patterns on water and sand, and very interested in how this affects our blood, our bodies, our water content, our DNA, all these different claims that are made. And today I wanted to learn a little bit more about light, because while I was doing these body readings with this voltmeter, I started to realize that I'm only going to pick up this. Well, I'm not a scientist, so forgive me here. I'm going to try to do my best on these subjects, but I don't believe that it's going to pick up the subtle differences within my body's electromagnetic fields. It's only going to pick up the body surface voltage, obviously. So it's a short, it'll give me an overall reading of something, which I'm not sure yet, but not exactly sure how to utilize that in any way. Now, but the fields I'm trying to measure are much more subtle. So I wanted to read about light because somebody asked a question of how do you measure light? How do we know how fast light is? Because we need certain devices to measure it. And if light is the fastest thing, how do we measure something like that? Well, there's a lot of experiments that have been done where they slow light down by entering a certain, you can enter very, on almost absolute zero gases, very certain gases or liquid solids, I don't know what they are, but where they can slow the light down enough to see what's going on and how fast it travels. In a nutshell, the devices that we need to measure these fields are so sensitive and so expensive that only recently were we able to start measuring the body's field. For years, people have said that there's a chi, there's an energy field of the body, and the Reiki masters would do healing, and science would go on saying it's just nonsense. And then science, through its own efforts, basically proved that we have these energies. They've done this type of photography on people's hands and watched these pulses of energy go through when they're doing healing, and they've also picked up the electromagnetic field produced by the heart, which can go up to like 12 feet out, and we have various connections with other people, various connections with our thoughts, and through these unmeasurable fields. See, and that's the thing, that they're measurable, but the devices we need are very expensive and very sensitive. So not everybody can just go buy a pocket device to measure these things and do this testing. Not yet. Some of these are like, the one they used, I guess, has 4 million wraps of copper wire, because these sensors have, the more wraps, the more sensitive they are, and I'm not an engineer, I'm not a scientist, but I'd really like to see a device come to market where we could start to utilize and understand these fields. The belief, this started back in the 1930s, that that we can measure the body's frequency and figure out before our body goes into if we have a disease that's coming on, we might be able to sense it through the electromagnetic field, because the body knows when something's wrong and this field is disturbed. People might call this the aura. I'm not sure. I think a lot of people think the aura is something separate from the electromagnetic field. I think it's all the same field. I think maybe there's just different components of it that were... Anyway, I'm not sure of the details, but it's something to look into. I'll have to get back to it, make a part 2 to this.